here we are. We're in the campaign talk. Freddy's talking about how he's going to become one of Isaac's hillbilly cousins come to embarrass him.
So not only will he be cursed, diseased, he will also be panicked and frightened. Great.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
All someone has to do is take his clothes away, and Isaac will be the epitome of naked and afraid.
Do druids use clothing?
Isaac gets abducted by his random cousin, gets stripped down, and goes mud rucking. While he's a paraplegic worm. Isaac returned a worm.
Take him back to the hometown to heal him with the power of moonshine.
I had so many other things planned, but I think this is the perfect exit for Isaac.
Next time you see Isaac, he will actually be speaking with his normal accent.
Because Isaac is a sweet baby boy, and he's technically not a full-grown adult yet, when he's going to quote-unquote die, I will have him be like a dog. He's going to go out to pasture. No, Isaac went back home. He's going to return to being a worm out in the elven country.
I don't even know what's happening in this call anymore, and I'm
Chaos. Z
Are
chaos.
you all looking for
I
Isaac? No, Isaac's down by the shack drinking moonshine with his brothers, nephews, cousins, sisters, uncles, mom.
All I can imagine is it's Isaac drinking moonshine with a mouse. Just because of the sheer, distance between the amount of relations.
And there's a druid telling it, so you know.
I mean, well, actually, it could just
We're
be
all related. We're all related in Mother Nature's eyes.
What would be the race of that druid?
My wife.
Aberration? I don't know. What do you want?
That makes it even worse.
The literal shadow man telling you this shit, talking to you like that.
Is it the Hat Man? The Hat Shadow Man? Oh man, that got scary, man.
I mean, you can do swamp folk.
If Isaac is a swamp folk, how much do you think he has to shower every day to get the muck off him?
Oh, he accidentally almost went into hillbilly style when he started playing the banjo, so you know.
That's my favorite thing is when Isaac gets very flustered. We do hear the Jimbo come out.
Is it better to have a Jimbo or a himbo?
What's a himbo?
What's
You
a
don't know
himbo?
what a himbo is?
The
It's
hobo
like
jimbo?
a hot guy, but he's dumb.
Yeah, it's like the male version of a bimbo.
Oh, I did not know that.
The
Well,
more you know.
Jesus Christ, I love you guys. This is the campaign talk. We have Isaac's long-distant relative that's now going to exist now because of this talk that we had.
He probably existed before. Now he's just materialized.
Exact. See, that's the best way to view, actually, any of this shit, is they always existed. It's just the second you talk about them is when they materialize in the setting.
Right, Jake, go through the thing you wanted to talk about.
Basically, since this is our campaign talk, I figured it would be fun for us to go back and look at the recent episodes. Specifically, we continued with the backup crew, and the funny thing with that was the hyped fight that we built up for, what was it, literally 6 months? The resurrection of the fire giants. You guys made a fool of it in less than the very first round, maybe even technically the surprise round of the entire fight. You made a complete farce of it.
It was the first round that she picked up the book.
Yep.
So yeah, it was all done surprise round.
All done in the surprise round.
Oh, there's a reason they call it the no touch book.
Yeah.
Bad touch book.
Bad touch book.
Get your names right. The bad touch book. The thing I can't put in the title because it has bad touch, which means YouTube don't like you that one.
Wait, what?
Bad touch means it's an innuendo.
Yeah, it's
If I continue making barbarians in case Elamir dies, can I still make them half giant?
You can make them all golden. Freddy, you have set yourself up to have a infinite amount of barbarians. I love the Golden Bell Academy guys. Keep them coming.
Just remember, We did technically adopt a couple of kids to go be sent to the Golden Bell Academy very early on.
If you guys remember, that's actually when you got the Bad Touch book.
I don't even remember. Oh wait, I remember when we got the Batch Touch book.
That was honestly getting the Bad Touch book. That one might be one of the most pivotal, most important backup crew episodes we ever had. So much shit happened that episode. It's kind of like the Hag episode was in the main game, where the Hag episode randomly just had so much important shit going on. Every time I have a random chill episode, you guys decide to make it filled with plot and important revelations, which I really appreciate, to be honest. It's nice.
Yeah, it's almost like we are endless content creators. By accident.
If you guys remember, when you guys got the Bad Touch book, that's actually when Oni was cursed. That's also when you guys met Mr. Snowball. That's also when you guys met... well, actually, you guys had your first vision of the guys that you have been dealing a lot with recently, specifically the Man in Yellow, and what seems to be going on with all of that. That's actually a good question. Do you guys have any questions about the Man in Yellow stuff? Anything you want clarified? Are you confused about why he's showing up in both campaigns? Trying to figure out anything like that, or...
Yeah, tell
He's
us.
showing up in both campaigns. Question
Who
mark.
is he? Why does he exist?
Questions?
Does Elamir actually care about the yellow man?
don't
Man in
think
yellow?
so.
I don't think so. Not at all. It's like,
I think Elamir has no context for it. I think the only person in the second campaign that has the context for it is Oni, because I don't think he's been I think he's expressed it a little bit, but he hasn't really emphasized that the Man in Yellow is somebody that or has he? I wish Mackie was here so I could ask him more
He
directly.
hasn't, definitely hasn't, because I wouldn't know, because Isaac would probably care. He doesn't currently.
He doesn't currently, so therefore...
Only has
logic.
too many demons to handle. He can't keep them straight. He doesn't know.
Just another one of the
He's-
demons.
He's slowly becoming the conference call that Kane was for a microsecond.
And he's just that all the time now. So that's like...
At certain times, you will just see Oni stand still there, and you hear this connecting server.
Okay, thank you, Freddy, because I am now going to randomly just drop in and make Mackie have to deal with, like, mid-combat conference calls.
That's amazing.
I can't even really express how insane that was. The whole Kane cursing a god situation. I wasn't ready for that. It went amazing.
I don't think
though.
Kane was either. It's fine. Well, I mean, technically, Kane has a favor left with the Abraham estate.
That is true. That is a big get, and I want to actually express that. Some of you have some pretty big gets. Like, Kane having a favor from the Abraham estate is actually like, oof. That's a big, hefty deal. That will be relevant even if you get all the way to, like, 20-plus levels. That's the tier of, like, big that is. Oni and his curse is, I think, in the exact opposite way. That will be a problem no matter what level you guys climb to.
Good luck with the dispelling, Paladin boy.
Oh, I'm not going to.
I'm not even going to offer.
Fuck no.
Actually, that would be hilarious if you spent like 10 episodes with Oni in the party as that paladin, and then you just casually decurse something in front of him. And I would love to see Mackie's reaction and be like, what the fuck? Excuse me?
Jake, what? So if I use Detect Evil on him, what the fuck would happen?
You will see Oni.
Jerry, put that in a pin. Put it somewhere, because I don't even need context. If you told me that in session, I would come up with a hell of a vision to give you, which might make you a little bit hesitant to join the party. That's the only the spoiler I'll give. That's gonna be fucking fun as hell. I forgot you have Detect Evil as Paladin. Hell yes.
I mean, Amari's good. Zeus may be. I don't know about Zeus. I know Elamir should be good.
Okay. Amari's trying to be good. Get your
yeah.
facts straight. She has killed more people than anyone else in the fucking party, but she's actively trying to be good.
That,
I mean,
yeah. She's just really bad.
Look,
at
it's the thought that counts, right? Technically good alignment, all right?
Look, I wish there was a way for me to make it easy way for me to play it, but I have a clip, and it's when she killed Butane, and the one of my favorite line is from Wario, who just in shock says in the background, "That's just straight up murder." It's 10 out of 10.
Gotta,
Almost
I
for
love
being a
her. Thank you.
pacifist.
The main thing that basically stays in my mind whenever I think of Amari is during the ritual, the last fight we had, right?
Yeah.
Where she used gust of wind to knock like 5 people into the lava.
Isn't it beautiful?
The best part, Jerry, is that was before the straight up murder. So, like, she did that, and everyone commented, like, "Hey, Mari, that's, like, pretty fucked up." And then she was like, "Oh, yeah, I guess so." And then, like, 5 minutes later, her next turn walks up to a man, and then Zephyr blows him, and he's, like, on the edge of the fucking lava already, and she's 5 feet away from him now.
She basically walked over to the edge and basically took his fingers off of like holding the ledge, like one by one.
Oh my god,
It's what
Amari.
she does.
I don't want to say this, but you've
Don't.
become what you've hated.
So
You're exactly like Oni. Remember that little fairy you have as a pet because you saved him from Oni teasing him by putting him off the ledge? You now push someone off the ledge. Oh my god.
Someone? That was more
I'm
than someone.
so
That was a
bad.
couple different people.
Man. I don't want to actually limit this just to the backup crew. So if you guys have any questions about the first or second campaign, third campaign, hell, even the one shot. Because I think some of the biggest questions that actually might be in your head are the fucking honey episode one. Because that's actually low key. I put a lot of shit in that I probably shouldn't have. That's really plot important for no reason.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to that party? I
Um,
forgot. I forgot. I literally forgot what I remember Achilles. I remember Kiara's character.
When you guys ended that one shot, you ended by saying you didn't want to do the big Wicker Man fight. We were already tired. Everyone was already wanting to go. I think we were at 4.5 hours. So you guys
Yeah.
instead said, how about we just watch the Wicker Man ritual? That's the same thing you guys saw in the first campaign outside the cave. When you guys fought Baba Yaga for exactly one turn and then Ray got turned into a skunk. Why that's important is because kind of, in a way, that's my way to lead Kiara into the main campaign if she wants to. That whole party theoretically could have taken the portal with the Wicker Man through. Technically, that little bee scientist I gave you, she was actually in the one-shot. You guys just never talked to her. So she kind of already hinted that that's possible. Because when she talked to Ray, she specifically said that I had come and I traversed through that portal. So, I thought it was a fun little way to help connect those two. So that way, if you guys want to bring any of those characters back, they just have to fight their way through bunny zombies and fire. And then they get to be a part of the main campaign.
Yeah, there's a lot of zombies.
What the hell was the point of the bunny one shot then? We barely even saw them afterwards.
Okay.
Besides that one Christmas one shot.
I had planned to use those characters in the Duck Kingdom when you went in there. You guys didn't go down in the basement. Do you remember when you all got scared of the Jester Duck the very first time and you decided to leave? I don't know if scared's the right word. Intimidated by how much you hated his voice. It might be the right one.
Yeah, checks out.
Insulted by his presence.
That's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah, no, the point would be they were actually down in the basement, technically doing the bunny heist that you guys did. So, to give you context, when you guys were in Duck Kingdom as the backup crew, in the basement, those guys you were playing were fighting like that. You guys were essentially trying to kill all the duck eggs. Why were you trying to kill all the duck eggs? Because the ducks... Okay, this is gonna kind of hint to you guys how crazy my brain is in a little bit. I really like to use color as a way to emphasize allegiance. Ducks are yellow.
Huh.
So the ducks are actually little... We're not really ever going to get to this, so this is just fun to talk about. The ducks are kind of one of, like, the little pets of the man in yellow. He likes them. He likes the ducks. The bunnies are essentially agents of the Baba Yaga, and they hate each other. So essentially, you guys were playing agents of the Baba Yaga, killing and trying to eradicate something that brought the man in yellow joy.
Okay.
So that's those 4 bunnies eventually repeated. When we got to the main campaign, you guys got that Book of Easter Tane. Their lore expanded, by the way. This wasn't all on that first session. I didn't think of all this that first day. This slowly came up. But that Book of Easter Tane showed you that these bunnies are constantly being born, becoming weapons for Baba Yaga, dying by the end of the year, and then being reborn again anew. With the one hint you guys with that book was that everything was the same, except for this year, Hulk was the one speaking into the bunny's ear. That was the big difference you guys got there.
Very big difference.
That is a huge difference.
The difference? Humongo.
Humongous.
Question. Now the question is, what did he say?
See, actually, that's the thing. I don't know. I'll put my hands up as DM. That is actually, in truth, because if you guys were there, I forget who was there with Alex. I think it might be just Z that's here. But he picked up the bunny at the end of the session. I didn't prompt him to do this. He picked up the yellow bunny and started speaking into his ears, and he said specifically, "I'm trying to drive it insane." So I'm like, all right. I mean, fuck. There's no wiggle room there.
That we all love. I my goodness.
A little bit random. Do we have a world map somewhere? I wanted to talk to you about the kingdoms. Well, because we briefly touched on it in DM. Oh, there we go. So where would the multiple kingdoms, we said, like the marble spheres be exactly? It's
Ventus Falls map. This is technically the map after the fall. So here, this is where
that's
the marble spheres are. If you want context, the marble spheres used to own everything here. Technically, the Golden Bell Academy before the Orcish invasion was not like owned by the marble spheres, but they had a very unique relationship. Basically, obviously, Freddie, the very Greek-themed nation had a good relationship with the giant bodybuilders, all right? Look, the Greeks love them giant bodybuilders, all right?
That makes sense. That would make perfect sense.
So this is where that is. If you want to know, the main campaign has been here, basically. You were in Taldor. And
We're
actually...
not showing it on the... Never mind.
Yeah. Right here. This is where the entirety of the first campaign has been held, is this one little thing right here.
Yeah, that island, yeah.
This right here. That's Dester, if you can believe it. That's obviously Taldor, but this is the little forest you've been in so far. And this is where the second campaign has mainly been.
Oh, the Quill Empire, yeah, over there. Yeah, that actually makes sense, because it would be roughly close. Okay, cool.
Yeah, here. To give you guys the full context, too, of, like, you guys have really... To say you've only explored, like, 10% of that local area you are already in, the world as a whole is fucking massive.
It's literally, if you look at the Witcher map, that's basically White Orchard. Like, that's the beginning,
yeah, exactly.
The introduction area.
I hate saying it because it makes it feel like after like 3 years we've done nothing, but you guys are very much in the early stages of this campaign. Like from for the context that you guys told me at the start of make something epic, make something that goes huge. I'm working. It goes big. To add some other
giant tower with an eyeball on it. I wondered what it can be.
Actually, all right.
Jake, just go back to the kingdoms over there where the marble spheres will be. Just so it.
Yep. Oh, actually, this is a great way to show it. This is also where the Abraham estate is, to give you a good bit of context.
Yeah, so I was looking at that.
And also, this is Ray's hometown, Hodane Dyrain.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I was looking at that, but I was trying to figure out where there was the The one to
That's
the
the
west, the
hometown?
arrows thing. Oh, sorry.
Never mind.
Oh wait, no, wait. This is your mom's hometown. This. Oh
Yeah,
right.
I was about to
Oh
say.
yeah. I'm sorry. This is your hometown. Slightly different than you remember it. It's named Ashes now. Here's
Okay.
Knife's Ridge. This is actually one of the things I like because this is the overarching story of we've had this orcish invasion going on and it's just sort of been in the background. There's a lot of it's kind of one of the things I'm trying to rein into is the amount of background shit's happening that you guys can't really change.
There's so many stories interlapping, so it makes sense that you're trying to make this shit work in the whole scheme of things.
I say it to Z is that like how it works is I world build by having like thousands of loose strings, and whenever an opportunity arises, I find the perfect moment to grab that string and connect it with a partner, and I'm slowly just building something out of that. And
Most of the time, it's our crazy ideas.
oh yeah, no, trust me. Trust me. That's the what's the word? The defining the reason I have anything to connect is because of the insane shit you guys do. Okay?
That's perfect.
I'm trying to think, is there anything else interesting on the map to show off? Well, there's like the Civil War that's been going on for a while here, but like that's also just been in the background. This here is the Loco Swamps. This was referenced. You guys would know this is like the land of
I thought you said loco at first.
it is actually Loco. It's not on this map. It's like called the Loco Noco Swamps or something like that. I have very weird naming things. I had someone actually compliment my naming things because apparently they're funny, and I'm like, all right. This is where Fonter's from.
In Ferris?
Yep.
Wait, what?
Fonter.
Oh, yeah, isn't that the we were talking a long time
The
ago
blacksmith.
about the yeah,
Oh,
no,
fairies.
the idea of Infernus, the city, the background story of the city.
Yeah,
Kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, it's industrial Rome, and it's basically a bunch of Teflings that have devoted themselves to keeping the one gate to like whatever the fucking name for hell is.
Infernal plane.
Yeah, basically, yeah, it's like one way, the one access to where devils actually live. And it's a group of people that are all half devils desperately trying to keep it closed. And the aesthetic is like industrial Rome. So it's like if the Industrial Revolution hit Rome.
That sounds sick. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Again, one of those random places that will have a one-shot at some point. Also, this island is not named, and I don't care if I tell you this because it's so fucking goofy, I don't care. This is the island of the Golden Dragons. It is not an island of golden dragons. Exclusively. It's a bunch of golden retrievers that ride dragons, and like they are like the
Oh, you actually have that idea then.
Yeah, they're the high elves of this setting.
I like that. I like that.
Didn't actually think you were gonna keep that idea, to be honest.
Oh no, I kept it. Actually, another weird thing. This right here is actually a evil island of dogs. I don't have any context. It might even become an even island of cats. I'm not sure. But it's meant to be the opposite of this down here.
Nice.
We obviously have the this area that was supposed to be Spanish themed, but then I went to my home state of New Hampshire and fell back in love with my original culture, so now it's New England themed.
What is the New England culture?
Witch burning. Anyway.
So you have an island of inquisitors.
I have an island of inquisitors. I would say that's actually a really great way to look at it.
Wait, Jake, is that Litoja? Is that Elven?
Yes, actually. These are basically the high elves. This is not really a society of exclusively elves. It's just dominated by elves. But this is like the epitome, like this is the peak of magic culture on the planet. It's like the most powerful mages are here. To give you context, there is somebody you actually know on the map, like you know their name on the map. Which should give you some context, because there's very few like named places after people. And there's Usad's tower right there.
Ah. Okay. Wait, where's that? That's. Okay, yeah, I see it, yeah.
And also to give you some context, all those little gray towers here, there wasn't a lot of options when I was making the map. Essentially, imagine this is a land where the trees are very sparse. It's like imagine like a forest of dying trees with ancient and active wizard towers dotting it out all throughout, where wizards do not feel the need to have roads to their towers because they're always teleporting in and out. So you're just seeing like these towers and towers, and they're the relics next to new ones, and it's just like basically like a forest of wizard towers is really what it eventually ends up looking like. And then obviously we have our halfling barbarians, or right here, the little Viking boys. And this is where Azur is from and where Kenji's from. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else's location that'd be fun to point out.
Wait, where would the hillbillies be?
The hillbillies, like, that's where I was wondering.
Because we got where Isaac's mother would be from, because she's like a sophisticated elf. That's where you got that from. But then the hillbilly side is from his dad.
He's a hillbilly human, you said, right?
Hillbilly human, yeah.
Okay,
all right. Technically magically inclined, but then that doesn't really matter.
Okay, but why do I not hate the idea that you like saw somebody from across the water, like his mother, like the hillbillies are in the New Hampshire area, like in the boonies, like right here. Like, okay, actually, yeah, like look, this is perfect. It's like I knew when I made the map I wanted it to be overly dense here. Look how dense it is. There's some moonshines up in there. Look at that. That actually, oh my god, it is. It's a swamp.
There you go.
Yeah, I planned it. Yeah, definitely planned it. This was planned. Totally didn't ass pull this out of my ass again for the 1,000th time in a row.
Didn't ass pull it from my ass. Interesting.
All right, and
don't ask questions you don't want answers to. None of us do.
I got a question ahead of time if I could clarify what happened when Ray smoked the Father Willow. Since I've always told you guys I would tell you what happened.
That is a good one.
Well, that was after he turned back.
Yep.
Okay.
Why is Lash badass?
Badass. Lash seems to be in tune with the world in a way that me, the GM, isn't even tuned in with the world. That's the best way for me to fucking describe it.
That's because she's Dirk Gently, and you're just not cool.
You don't know how accurate that is. Can we please all take the time to remember when she talked to an axe for no reason, and then it was a talking axe?
In fact, it was a talking axe.
I remember that, yeah.
Never been more proud of myself.
And you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be.
I shouldn't be?
You shouldn't be. You should never be proud of yourself.
You shouldn't be proud of that. That was a horrible thing to do to me. It's a horrible thing. Monster. I think I actually went into this because I said I was never going to do it, but then I'm going to do it right now. The thing with Ray being turned into a demon is that we need to remember that there's technically a distinction between demons, daemons, and devils. And specifically in our setting, the place that the demons call home, the very plane they call existence, doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. It's been consumed and destroyed.
We're all gonna die.
We're all gonna die.
We'll be fine.
No, so what that means is since the plane doesn't exist, they don't have physical bodies. The only things demons have is memories of themselves, memories of existing. And in this world, that's enough to continue existing. That's enough to keep marching forward. The problem being is that Father Willow removes all knowledge of what came before. Their only memories are from that before. So when the Father Willows smoked, they have no memories. They can no longer manifest themselves. They forget who they are because all of their memories about everything are gone.
I don't think, therefore I'm not.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally, I think, therefore I am. It's actually true for them. And when they stop thinking, uh-oh, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. Yeah, exactly. They're poof. And I seriously, when I wrote that lore, I did not think of Father Willow as being their ultimate weakness. They were two separate things. So when I told you about like how I have like thousands of loose strings ready to go at a moment's notice, when Z did that, my brain had to come to terms with the fact that I had given demons literal kryptonite that I can't get away from. There's no way around it for like I actively can't introduce demons as a restriction now, like as an enemy for the main campaign, unless it's for a joke, because all you guys have to do is make them smell a little bit of smoke and they're done. They're gone.
Funny
Oh yeah,
enough,
question. Is Cain immune to that, considering he actually retained the memory of the yellow dude?
It's like a frog boiling in water. You have been acclimated so much to this thing trying to rip that name out of your head that you know you're immune to that now. That you now hold on to that because your brain is overcoming that curse.
Cool. Kane is cool too.
To be honest, Cain is kind of fucked up.
Right now, I feel like a lot of what's happening with Kane currently is his confidence is carrying him where he knows his body is probably like not wanting to go. I felt like it was a nice little moment when Kane was inspecting Ray, and then Kane went to go look at his chest, and Ray just saw this like giant gaping wound in Kane's face. And then I think that was a brief moment where I got Freddy to go like, okay, so there was damage. Okay. That
I mean,
thing.
if this continues and Cain just continues getting more soul damage, I might just ask for a favor from the Abraham estate, and it's gonna be a big favor.
I'm so excited. I'm so
They do
excited.
owe you a favor.
They do. That's what I mean. I said that's you even when you're level 20, that's gonna seem like a huge deal.
Well, this is a level 20 kind of favor to ask. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
I mean,
I'm
I
gonna
can
make
say it
my
now, but I think you want me to wait.
Please,
intrigued.
please
I'm
do.
intrigued.
Please keep it. Please. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's worth bringing up. I kind of half want to reference that. Like, I think you guys saw this during the pirate one shot. Like, this is the marker I used to so the pirate one shot happened in like these waters here.
Is that kind of close to the dragon thingy? To one of the dragon areas?
I don't think so.
No, okay.
There's a couple dragons in actually the mage area here has a large amount of what is it, blue, like basically like the dragons that are obsessed with magic also like to hang out in the magic kingdom.
I just realized something, Jake. I don't get teleported that fast. I get dimension door.
Yes, that's actually when you said you get teleport soon. I'm like, wow.
Teleport is a bit later. Teleport is like fast travel.
What I really like about teleport is the fact that you guys can only really go to places you know, or if you choose to go to some place you don't know. I love the idea of a mishap. Please, one day, Isaac, please just do a mishap.
It's a 5th level spell. When do I get 5th level spells?
I do love the idea that Isaac would just cast teleport like in the middle of a combat, just like, all right, bye, fuck off.
Makes sense. I mean, come on. Spellcasters in general need to have some way to survive.
Let's go through that, right? So what would Isaac be able to teleport to know at least? Because I know he would know his hometown. He would know the boonies.
Okay, yeah. So Isaac would know the boonies here. Just this general whole island. Don't like that. I don't specifically know if you live in the broken down tree, but
that area.
yeah, Isaac would know here. He would know this place very well. He would know here very well. He would know the mouth to the kingdom pretty well. You went there like 3-4 times. I would say since you had to get here, you would have to take some sort of boats. I would maybe you visit your mom's family on occasion, and then
I mean, he would definitely know that island. Yeah, definitely that one. The boonies and that one are the main ones he would know because that was his childhood.
Yeah.
Childhood in quotation marks.
Whatever you remember, because most of it disappeared with alcohol.
No, I think most of it disappeared that time Elamir threw him into the fucking ground. And he skid for 52 points of damage.
Hey, it's the dice decided, right?
Hey, we love it. We love it here.
The boonies would be muddy, right? Not muddy as in the terrain, muddy because of the drinking.
Into that sauce, man.
Because Jake, thing is, right, when he gave me teleport, I wanted to teleport to the island at first. To the Elven Island. Yeah, all the way down there. But that would be a bit fucky for you to throw that on you. That's why trying to figure out a different way to teleport somewhere else.
Honestly, I wouldn't have had a map for it. I would have been for it, though. Are you kidding me? That was a scroll. You guys would be fucking stuck here. That is a fucking fantastic story. Are you kidding me? If you would have ended up stuck in a different land, and it's like, oh, now I have to make a new map. It's like, yeah, but now I get to explore my magic kingdom. And
and that was my gut reaction to teleport there, but I was like, no, wait, let me keep in this whole area, at least in the Quill Empire.
Oh, man. Next time, if you ever want to have like a get out of jail and literally teleport halfway across the world, I'm for it. Look, I know what you thought is, oh my god, this is an RPG story.
Jake, I kind of wish I did that, because I would be just a kid going back to his mommy, because he...
Exactly! Actually, I would have loved that just for the level of pampering, and also for the, okay, let's say it like this. The implications of you fucking teleporting Ayaka, who has you sad looking for her, into a country where a tower is one of its 3 landmarks.
He is searching for you, and not the other way around.
Maybe it can be both, Wario.
You're throwing this on me now? Fuck.
The landmarks in the Quill Empire. So we have the Orc capital.
Yep, you have the Orc capital. You have this area. Technically, you have here. It's not on the map, but that's where Blacknail is. Which I know you guys probably aren't exactly super rushing and happy to go back to Blacknail, because it is where
that was the prison, right?
Yeah, that's where Tristan died.
Oh.
But I do have plans. It is a cool prison that I hinted at having much higher levels with other things in it. So like, if you guys ever think of a reason to go back there, yeah, I'm up for it.
Fair enough. Yeah. So we got. What was the first city we went into?
The first city was Quill. You guys started out here in the second campaign. Or if you're talking about the first campaign?
No, the second. We're talking second. Yeah. We're talking Isaac. Just strictly Isaac.
Isaac, you started out in Quill. Isaac then went here, which is the destroyed pyramid.
Yeah, I got that already down.
And then
because he still has visions of that. There's he saw a whole fucking city just demolished.
Absolutely destroyed. It was like essentially walking into a TARDIS, finding out something was bigger on the inside, and the bigger on the inside was carnage.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, oh, fuck. Okay, weird landmark right here. This is the rough area where you found Vondel's tomb, and you fought Vondel originally.
I don't remember that.
Was Isaac there? I'm pretty sure you were. It's when people got snake tattoos, and by that I think it was like literally. I think Isaac and Amari got snake tattoos because I think.
Flint also got a snake tattoo.
Oh, did you? Okay, it might be Flint and Amari because I think only 2 people did it.
For some reason, Elamir also has a snake tattoo, but he just didn't care. He just tested it. I think he was the first one to put his hand in there and be like, "Why are you so scared?" Put hand in, something happened. See, nothing. And forgot it.
Wait, if you
Yeah,
all have
that's
snake
a-
tattoos, why did we not? God damn it! We could have named this something snake themed. Oh, you guys could have been the tunnel snakes.
You mean the Tremors?
Oh, okay, all right though, but why you gotta drop an actually like really good name there? The Tremors. Fuck.
Yeah, what happened in that session? I'm trying to picture in my mind.
Okay. Vondel's tomb. You guys went to the left. You found a statue, snake statue. You guys put your hand in. If you put your hand in, there was a lever you had to pull. And if you pulled the lever quick enough, it would give you a snake tattoo. And the snake tattoo, I think it was essentially, it was to help. I forget what it did, but it was like, it aligned with Amari's like snake style. And then you guys went a little bit further in and you got attacked by mummy lynx, which was just a bunch of cats covered in mummy cloth. Then you guys went right from the original entrance. You found a bunch of stuff and the way to unlock forward. And then you guys fought Vondel, and then when you beat her, you found a room filled with blood crystals and a bunch of dead bodies with the blood crystals
I
coming
think
out.
that was pre-Civil War.
That's pre-Civil War. Why? Because the blood crystals were there as a way to me, for me to give, what's his face, a little bonus, Eros.
I think I remember that. I have like a rough memory of that.
Yeah,
I think Isaac was there.
Yeah, I think you were there. I just don't think you, I think you didn't stick your hand in it because you went, fuck that. It's like, I think the literal words you said to me.
Either that or he failed the skill check.
Well,
It was probably a fuck that.
and then you guys had the underground thing, which I think only 3 of you did. I don't think anything plot important happened there. That was mainly you guys dealing with statues. Then there's that time Elamir, Amari, and Flint found that underground cat temple, which hinted at the cat library coming in the future. You guys got 1 magic item for that, if you remember, if you rested there. I think I gave it to everybody after the fact because I was being way too nice back then. Way too nice, you bastards.
I think that's
That
where
was
Isaac was
nice?
still there, but then afterwards Tristan came in.
Yeah.
Isaac was there for the cat library, and then I think he went to study the cat books, and that's when Tristan came in.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Oh, I still have like 5 different cat books.
yes, you do. You have I think you took everybody's cat book. Everyone brought 1, and then you said fuck that.
Uh,
to them.
I have 5 cat books and 1 USAD book.
I can only that you said book.
I'm laughing because I imagine Isaac when he grabbed it went like, why are they making the opposite of self-help books now? Other points of interest in the second campaign. There's the tent city to a literal faction that I don't think has been brought up since the first episode of the fucking backup crew. If you don't remember, there's a barbarian horde that killed all the Other Quill cities and Sanctuary. Yeah.
Mhm. We stopped an invasion.
You
That's where the broccoli men were born.
That's where the
the term for broccoli men. That's where it happened. When it happened.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, that's when I literally threw a cluster bomb.
Yep. Oh god, don't even get me.
It was like the second. It was like the second session we did.
Yeah. I
The
tried.
one time.
I'm sorry. Go
The
ahead.
one time you actually allowed me to throw alchemical bombs.
Never again.
Well, I did throw an entire satchel. I have no idea how many bombs it was.
I have actually written down what Isaac would at least roughly know. That's cool.
Perfect.
So that's most of it.
Yeah, so that's
All right.
the gist. This is Isaac's little journey. Actually, wait, no, then I don't think Isaac would know Blacknail, so he wouldn't be able to teleport there, because Tristan was the one
no,
that's there.
He would know Blacknail, yeah. He would know the orc capital, his like hometowns and whatnot, and then the tomb, the pyramid, and yeah, that's about it. Just roughly.
Yep, I think
And
that's...
those are the areas he would know by being there. Everything else would be just a maybe we teleport, maybe we get somewhere else, whatever. We're trying to go there.
Look, I heard charcoal is great this time of year.
Geography wise, he would roughly know where shit is.
Yeah, exactly. And this is...
Actually being there is a different story.
That's actually the great point, is that because Isaac, because he is a scholar, you would know this world map. You would at least know most of the names. You probably wouldn't know like any of these red names. You wouldn't know because you would know their original names, not the orc renamings.
I mean, yeah.
But that's essentially it. And if you can look, I actually just realized I did this. Literally, Knife's Ridge is all on its own now. It's its own faction. Because the one it was a part of got absolutely obliterated.
Nice.
Oh, wait, yeah, I actually also realized that I didn't bring up the fact that the Abraham estate also now owns Ray's mom's hometown.
When did that happen?
It was a reveal when you went into the headquarters of the Orcish capital. You peeked in at their conversation, and you had overheard about how the Abraham estate joined the Orcish war on their side. And you also heard hints of ice people joining their war. Hint, hint, hint,
What's the hint?
hint.
Sorry, what's the hint?
Nothing. No, there's no hints here.
Hopefully, person we saved, I'm guessing.
I wasn't allowed to be part of that because Kane would most likely kill her.
Can we please talk about for a second that you killed that queen? Because, like, actually, we talk about the book being a problem, but, like, basically...
Elamir almost committed regicide.
Basically, killing that orc lady had a lot of implications. I actually am really looking forward to where it ends up, because...
was that when we were in the orc capital, or was there a different thing?
When you were in the orc capital, you guys went into the cave to fight the resurrection of the fire giants. Elamir noticed her bodyguard had the mark of Satur on him, which is the king of fire, or the god of fire giants.
Yeah.
And then Elamir and Multa broke up in the middle of Elamir throwing shit at stuff. It was great. I love that fucking... That is the peak drama. And Z even talked. That's one of her favorite scenes that we've ever done. It's because it was just peak. You could feel the emotions. It was great.
Well, I mean, Elamir is a man that's dedicated to his morals, his edicts. He's like a very proud and honorable man. So his entire life he's been taught that, we fight the evil, we fight the fire giant. Can never let them come back. Finds out that his piece of hunky-dory honey decided to be one of them. Yeah, no good.
And it's great. I love the storytelling.
I mean, like, literally, I cannot express to you. I don't know why I didn't think about it, but I did not plan for that to be something for Elamir to even really have to deal with. I mean, to be honest, I wasn't really expecting for you to recognize the mark of Satur. I think you rolled a nat 20 or a 19 on the dice or something with your knowledge religion check. I was not prepared for what happened, but what happened felt like the most organic thing to possibly happen. And that's why I love it. It's like I look back and I go, I was arrogant for thinking that Elamir wasn't just... I mean, I'm surprised he didn't use Malta as the ammunition. I was literally... Yeah?
What did we miss?
Well, we're talking about the greatest breakup in any actual play ever.
That one, yeah.
Yeah. It was just great. It was the emotions, the fact that it was organic, and like I said, I didn't plan for it to happen. but after the fact, it like I can't see how anything else could have happened. And I love it, especially because there's so many implications. You guys, that session, like the pair of sessions of the resurrection of the fire giants and the post-resurrection of the fire giants, those 2 episodes you guys are going to look back on a lot, I think. There's a lot of things that happened in those sessions that have big implications. Not just you guys, quote-unquote, winning, but not winning the resurrection of the fire giants, the melancholy that came after the victory, the fact that Malta almost died, the fact that Isaac almost died, and I think a detail you guys will grow to regret is that Vondel left with the Book of the Bad Touch. The Book of the Void. Her leaving with that, I think, is going to be one of those things that, like... Have you ever had something you regret so much in your life and you go, like, past me as a fucking asshole because he didn't think of all the implications that are going to come for me in the future? I feel like that's going to be the defining thing in the second campaign, is you guys will look back and see all the impossible choices you made and how it ended up with you putting that in Vondel's hands. And I can't wait for the implications. It's going to be great. The only thing I think I'd say is the next time we do this, I'm going to wrap up one-on-ones with this. So if we have any one-on-ones that need to happen, like I want to give context for where Ayaka went.
In that case, Jake, let me get my last one out of the way so you can do everyone else. Just for the backstory for guys, just said Orc invasion. They were in a tough battle like a big skirmish with the orcs, right?
Yeah.
My guys, like a little battalion, whatever, was stuck. Kind of like think of the 300 movie. A lot of people died, but then his battalion survived. Sorry, a small group of people.
Yep.
But they fended off that specific front. And inside, so basically, they survive the battle. They come back. They're hailed as heroes. He, as the commander of that group, becomes like one of the main royal protectors of like that small kingdom. There is like a coup inside the whole kingdom, right? Because of a small cult, like a sect, that basically killed the king. They blame it on him because he was the closest to him because he's a royal protector. And that's why he's on the run. The whole kingdom collapses. The cult takes over, and then everything else is up to you. How you want to implement that into the whole kingdom is up to you. Just want that small little storyline to be in there, if possible.
You know,
That kind of sounds like Dishonored.
It is a play on Dishonored and a different thing.
Okay, here's what I think would go great with that. We have 4 cults now that are floating around. We have the Cult of the Void, which is the one, obviously, you guys have seen a little bit of, like the cat library. We have the Blue Flame Cult, which you guys have essentially eradicated, minus one member that you guys all have a very personal grudge with now.
Who?
Snaggletooth.
I just thought he was incompetent.
Oh, he is incompetent.
He
failed every attempt of healing Elamir. He's never done anything for Elamir.
I don't think he's actually ever succeeded a spellcast ever.
The only time I think he did was to cast Bane on one of you during a fight where he betrayed you, and then you guys convinced him to help you after the fact.
I think he managed to do inflict wounds on Oni, which was good.
Well, it's technically a heal, yeah.
Yeah, technically.
I only get away with technicalities, all right?
You're not wrong.
Then there's the Cult of Orcus, which again you guys have essentially eradicated, but with a different group. And then I've only hinted at another cult, which is the Cult of the Deep, which the only time I think I've referenced is that rattle that drives babies insane, which I think everyone kind of got the implications for that immediately after saying this. But yeah, no, that's the cults that you guys have. So I have a handful to pick from, and let me tell you, if the backup crew is completely focused on orcs and Vondel, then I'm probably gonna make it the Cult of the Void. And honestly, Jerry, that sounds like a great setup for season 2 of the backup crew.
There you go, Jake.
You guys going on a long journey to free a kingdom is like the exact thing Amari and Elamir need to hear. like to remind them, like to be heroes again.
Hey, when has Elamir not been a hero?
No,
Hey,
no.
Elamir is the embodiment of a hero, all right?
I agree with you, but Elamir is also probably going to be looking for ways to boost Amari's morale, all right? This isn't a field trip for Elamir's sake. He's like, oh, thank God, a kingdom to save. This is going to make Amari shut up about being a monster.
Yeah, either that or alcoholism.
So you know what's also right above that? The Golden Bell Academy. You guys can then have a field trip of happy times after really sad times by going to hang out with all of Elamir's friends.
And finally do some gym, because I gotta say, some of my party members are a bit on the twiggy side.
I'm just imagining him having Amari and Isaac next to each other and him praising Amari like, great form, great form. Isaac, get off ground. It's not that heavy.
Trying to lift a cup.
Yeah, just a normal cup's gonna be a problem for you in that place.
Exactly.
Remember, Elamir was considered small. Elamir believes he can do magic.
He can.
Yeah, he has the magic of muscles.
He also succeeded on a caster level.
He did.
Sorry.
Yeah. He believes he can cast magic with his muscles. He believes muscles is the only true power in the world.
Don't mess with muscle magic.
Don't mess with muscle magic.
It's a good anime. It's a good anime.
Oh, don't even. I fucking love that shit. I eat that shit up. I actually got mad when I
That's
found out
Elamir as a kid.
Please, that is my headcanon now. All right, are you gonna be fine if I give Elamir an addiction to cream puffs, or I can at least shove cream puffs in his direction?
And then I can say stupid shit like, I would love some of those delicious, creamy, subtle, very good milky puffs.
Okay, Wario, I have it set up. Okay.
Did you two do the Winston thing?
We are about to do the Whipston thing, I think. It shouldn't take too long. I just had to get a drink and all that.
Shouldn't. Not won't.
Well, I say shouldn't because in my head, I mean, there's really not a whole lot I can even do for it. So, I got it. Whipston. It is a shockingly cold stone floor that enters into your mind first when you thought it was eternally blank. You had already lived in eternal darkness, but a new veil came over you. Something you had never felt before, a stillness, yet a endless motion, like your head was spinning off somewhere, yet you couldn't feel or understand what was happening. And a inky blackness darker than the blindness filling your eyes ever was took you over. Whipson, you are essentially coming to this realization that a inky blackness has taken you farther away than any blindness has ever taken away your understanding of the world. And you're sitting here in this cold, wet place. The wetness is almost palpable. You can feel it on your skin, but you are still in this new darkness. But you can start to begin to feel your limbs again. Feel as though you're in this space, this odd energy, like you're almost swimming in water, but not. Something that maybe somebody who can see might not notice, but this is unbearable. It's like all of the senses you rely on are muddled and not clear. But this is where you wake up with this feeling.
Am I still tied up?
No. From what you can tell, your whips are where they always should be, holstered away.
Do I sense anything around me, or my senses are fucked? Which one?
It's not so much you sense nothing. It's like if you wear goggles underwater and you look through. It's not so much that you don't see, it's that it eventually takes vision away from you. Even if with your extra senses, it feels as though you can maybe really only sense the 10 feet around you. You can feel that there's pillars around you. This sense you have, this sixth sense, it's not able to identify these types of pillars. They don't seem structural. This whole place is throwing you off as there's almost this fourth dimensional move happening. as you feel as if this whole world is spinning, but it's stationary. The thing that grabs your attention is a odd, faint bubbling that seems to be popping and moving, and it's coming from behind you, behind your right ear.
Behind my right ear. What would happen if I would whip it?
That's the point. Try it. Do you try to wield your whip and whip?
Yeah, sure, I'll wield my weapon whip.
I wield my whip and whip. And with your attempt, you quickly turn around with a flurry, going off into a fantastic flowing attack where you feel like you've done everything right, whipping straight forward, only to realize your hand is empty on the final flourish. And standing in front of you is a elderly, ancient-looking crustacean wearing a blue fabric cloth around like a scarf, and whose mouth has bubbles leaking out of it and falling to the ground.
As in, the crab is falling to the ground, or
No,
it
the
just
bubbles.
exists?
Think of, this is like a Master Roshi-sized crab with bubbles that almost act like a pseudo beard.
I've seen weirder stuff.
The odd thing for you is when you turn and you give him your attention, that new darkness that filled your eyes is not evaporated, but there is a candle pushing through it, a tiny flickering light that creates this gradient of vision. Since you have had that demon take your eyes, you had never seen anything that even remotely acted like this through your eyes. As you can see a burning inferno inside of a vessel of glass that looks like it's on the verge of shattering, with these convex curves, and it almost looks like a shell itself ornate. Thousands of little tubes and rucking through little chambers, like a almost like a brass instrument made of glass inside of this creature's chest, creating this light that is giving you vision for the first time.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh god.
How are you? And who are you? It is hard to make out, but through the bubblings of this crab, almost like it's mimicking speech in syllables rather than truly speaking it, it seems to be asking, how are you? And who are you?
I wish I knew myself. I'm not in talk, I'm just trying to give my distance from the crab.
Are you feeling around the room? Are you...
I'm trying to find a way out of this room, hence also moving backwards.
You're moving backwards. You're moving backwards. You're trying to get a sense of what's going on here. You can see this crab is inspecting you, looking you up and down. Almost, give me a sense motive as you can see he approaches. What was your life like before the demon took your eyes, Whipston?
He was a carpenter.
A man that works hard. Yet I see, after a great loss, you had changed. Are you capable of change again?
What is this change?
When I look at you, I see the heart of a man that just wants to live. But it is wrapped in ravenous evil. A consumptive evil that will take you down, and has taken you down. Can we purify, burn you hotter to get this darkness from you? Or do you want to have it consume you?
I would prefer not to burn. Thank you for the offer.
Burning is what you do to refine. What do you do with a metal ore, boy?
You heat it up.
You smelt it, burn the impurities out, create something pure. You could feel and sense his body as it approaches one of the walls, and he can put his hand on it. Your sense motive from earlier You are very unsure of what the fuck to make of this crab man, but give me a perception check as you watch his hand touch, or sense his hand touch that wall. Oh my
+8.
god. Your rolls are against you. Whipson, there is something unsettling about this crab. Your gut begins to turn. You feel and see his hand touch this wall. This man's burning chest is enough to give you this vision, and you feel like it's like looking at a man photoshopped into a picture. He does not look like he should be there. He does not look like he's actually part of this world you're a part of right now. Do you wish to move forward or backwards, Whipston?
Depends on the situation.
Come see what moving backwards looks like. And you can see this claw guiding you to come closer to him.
So we have to approach the wall specifically, or is he looking at the window?
He's beckoning you to the wall to look out the window, but if you want, you can keep your distance and look out the window.
I'm keeping my distance from that crab.
I ain't going anywhere near that fucking crab. And when you look out the window, Whipson, I need you to understand what anyone else would see is a small yellow light coming towards you with these yellow tendrils of power whipping around. But that's not what Whipson sees. You see the tiniest little fraction of a yellow light, but it is like looking at a light bulb being turned on in front of the sun. As what you see behind it is a infinitely expanding void of darkness engulfing this yellow light, making it seem as though it is merely a pinprick, a tiny, tiny speck moving towards you as this darkness seems static, but also never ending and moving forward. With your intelligence of a 9, I'm not sure what you were trying to parse, but it is above your pay grade, whatever it is. You stand out looking at this void, trying to make sense of it, this both purple and emptiness that is moving forward, yet standing still, yet twisting and turning, and you can almost vaguely, almost as if looking through a tornado itself, you swear you are seeing something look back at you. And it is not a giant purple eye. It is instead what looks like to be a orchestra, a gigantic organ-sized. I cannot explain to you the complexity. It looks like a Dr. Seuss instrument of fucking glass and fire buried deep beneath this purple storm of shaking power. And this fire burns with a green, purple, blue, black, yellow, all the colors of the rainbow out underneath it, consuming itself inside of this gigantic, ornate glass vessel. And that is what you see when you stare out into the void. And I'm going to need a will save because you feel something inside of your heart beginning to shake. Some part of you that's made of glass that is not holding itself together. Whipson, you can feel a hardness burning in your chest, like something is burning away the very essence of your being, as you can feel something shattering as you're staring out there.
I'm gonna CMB the crab and ask him to stop that.
Okay. Give me a CMB. You come running up to that crab. You grab him. You look at him. You stare him dead in the eyes. You chose to go backwards. And you feel this crab turn to air in your hands. And when you stare out that window, you can see that little yellow speck hidden behind this darkness begins to come out of it and become its own shining sun, blinding this new vision that you have. Now, instead of an inky blackness, all you see is a blinding white light that is filling all of your vision, and a beginning screech, like the sounds of 1,000 people screaming every moment merged into one and high-pitched to the point of making your ears bleed. But there's nothing coming out. These ears, this body you're in, feels like it's beginning to waver.
Do I sense any safe place in this spaceship-looking thing?
This weird-ass fucking thing, man. The only thing you can think of is to get away from the light, maybe hiding behind one of the pillars, maybe the largest pillar you haven't...
Can I hide inside the hut?
Yeah, if you want, you can go run inside that hut. The blinding white light in your eyes disappears the second you jump in there. Go ahead and give me a perception check when you jump in there.
Oh god, the crab's in there, isn't he?
The dice are not with you today, buddy. With a 12, the only thing you get a sense of when you jump in there is not, oh, thank goodness I'm safe. Like you're at two places at once, and that being in one of the places is actively destroying you. Like there's a part of your soul that enters someplace that it shouldn't be, and it feels like it begins to burn away. As you feel like you're in this hut, you can see your fingertips both going ethereal and smoke coming out from your palms as the literal essence of you seems to be burning itself away.
I'm looking at anything I can use for this, but I don't have anything. Can I roll any knowledge checks on this matter?
Yeah, roll any knowledge check you think might be relevant. I like seeing how you guys want to view this problem.
Knowledge nature roll.
Oh my god. Whipston, have we ever talked about why a demon took your eyes?
I mean, that was a reason. I sort of abused the Pathfinder 2 backstory of picking up the hammer and choosing a life of crime. Oh, since he was a carpenter, he picked up an evil hammer. Maybe it was possessed by a demon. That was the idea, I guess.
Whipston, yet not nat 20, is because the only reason you know what's happening to you is because it was the last thing your eyes ever saw. Your father was consumed for some dark magic, but now you feel like you yourself are also being consumed for something else. And it's at this point when you're in that cave, that little cubby, not sure what to do, a set of white eyes open around a purple set of brows. Take my hand, and I will keep you safe.
Is there any object on the floor that I could use to break glass?
There are tons of seashells in this room.
I'm gonna grab a seashell and run to the window and try and break it.
Avoids this hand, knocking it aside. A small smirk coming on the bearded purple man as he disappears. As Whipston, you start banging on the window with this fossil, trying to shatter it. Banging and banging, feeling this rock begin to break and turn into pieces in your hands, the blood of these fossils cutting your hand, dripping down. But at the same time, you see that pinprick, this sun, getting ever closer, and you can feel this burning inside of you, like this endless heat is literally burning you paper wafer thin as you feel like your skin is literally skin deep, as there is nothing beneath you besides that. It is where you see this yellow sun approaching, and you begin to notice the area around you beginning to fill with a streamless, like an endless stream of orcs. Endlessly, they come piling in. The room around you, you begin to feel like you're squeezed up against this window that you're trying to break, completely fruitless as you slam your fists against the fucking glass, unable to break it. Whipson, you feel as though the final moments of what you understand yourself to be are right now. And it is yet again, you feel a tug on your cloak. Take my hand, and you shall be safe.
Do I recognize any of the plants on the pillar?
I'll let your knowledge nature net check carry through. You recognize all of those as underwater plants.
Are any of them poisonous?
Yes, there's one over there called the purple. It looks like basically it looks like hair on the ocean, but it is essentially something that you consume and it tears your insides apart. A almost instant death.
How many of them are there? Like for only one person or for multiple people?
There's excess you could probably do, but multiple people is probably not something that matters in this context, unless you're trying to take an overdose. There's as much as you need. It takes like only a handful to kill someone.
Can I grab some and try and poison the yogurt trying to take my hand?
Yeah, you can definitely try. You can definitely try. Go ahead and give me a CMB check to try and force these plants into this creature's mouth, completely taking them aback, mind you.
It's bad, right? Okay.
Oh, a 26, 17 on the die. You shove these hairs, these purple hairs, into his mouth. His eyes widen. Confusion enters his mind. That is why Whipson, you can feel yourself happy that you're shoving this into this man's face as that wafer thinness begins to evaporate. As first your legs and your feet go, and your hands that are shoving these fat fibers down into his gullet, down into his throat, making sure he eats it. He's eating it. You know he is, as you feel the very hand pushing it deeper into his mouth, disappears as you are down to a bicep, a shoulder, and then you are just ahead. And you see across the way, just slightly out of your view, amongst this giant horde of orcs that are in this death zone, you watch as a man with a white hat with a red strap around it reaches down and shakes the hand of another purple ogre, like the one you see in front of you. And they both poof out of existence. As Whipson, you feel that wafer-thin head you have. And you feel nothing anymore.
So I'm finally at peace then?
Whipson is at peace. Well, that's not how I expected that to go. Not even remotely. All right, well.
Not this time.
Well, guys, anybody want to say anything about that before we go? Since we're coming back into the talk show in 5 seconds? You know what, Freddie? I'm also confused. Well, that was that.
I wasn't sure what I was going with that, to be honest.
You, me, both. Look, I don't want to be the guy to say it, but I think I have to be. That's like our first like actual proper death. Like there's Whipson's gone. That's it. He's done. There's 2 ways to get out of death in our campaign. Either take the good guy route, which means you end up as an additional ally in the final fight, or the bad guy route, which means you show up as a reoccurring villain for the party to fight. So you should all thank Wario. You don't have to deal with a buffed Whipson whipping your shit every 2 seconds.
Oh, fuck off. That'd be annoying.
Sounds like fun.
Who doesn't like a whip daddy?
Oh, and if you want to know why I said we can't talk about Stitch, Alex has a new character idea for the first campaign, and I'm terrified. Guys, are you ready for the new Disney movie called Lash and Scotch?
I think I like the name Scotch though. That's a good name.
that would be good. That actually sounds pretty good.
Alex said he wants to be a goblin that's an experiment that has yellow or blue fur and drinks scotch all the time. And that's his character.
So an even more fucked up version of Nickel.
That is what I said too.
Oh god, it's not a drunk cat. It's gonna be a drunk goblin.
I said, thank God I don't have my Reggies.
Oh, not how he'll kill what he wants.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, I think that's becoming a trend now, right? Everybody has their shot. Because now Freddy is amongst the mix, because Cade almost killed the whole party. And actually, technically, now you, Gray. Both you and Kane almost killed the whole party in the same session. I think that's a fun point.
I almost killed the entire party in one session.
If we didn't come up with a fun way of turning you into a skunk, shooting at the Baba Yaga is actively a way to kill the whole party.
Yeah.
Checks
Baba Yaga is
out.
very strong.
That
Here's to near-death experiences.
To be honest, Skulk was the one that wasn't there. Maybe he would have found a way to resurrect us.
Well, here's the thing, though, Wario. Here's the thing you need to realize, okay? Freddy talked about earlier how you guys choose not to run from fights very often. If you start a fight with the Baba Yaga, there's no way to run from that fight. You can't hide from the Baba Yaga.
I know that better than anyone, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Ray's like, yeah, dude, I know. Trust me. Look, I know. I know there's no way outrunning that, all right? This is bad.
But this was fun though. Liked
yeah.
it.
I always love talking about the campaign, especially when we get to record it, because some of our best, worst ideas happen here.
So Elden Ring, huh?
Oh, thank you, Z. I'm stopping the stream. Thanks. Bye, everyone. Z made it so that way the stream's over, like, literally right now. Bye.